this is Jo from Maths Tutor Me. Today we are doing measurement and we're going to look at how to find the volume of prisms. Now, the volume of a prism can be found using this formula here. V is equal to AH, where A is the cross-sectional area of the prism and the H is the height. Now we may need to find the cross-sectional area using the formulas that we've been learning about in our area lessons. So all these shapes here are all examples of prisms. Prisms are shapes where you have a shape at the front, and if you were to keep slicing that, it would have the same sized slice as you cut through, making each slices from the front all the way through to the back. So this one you can see it's a rectangle at the front and it's the same size rectangle at the back, and it's the same shape the whole way through. This one over here is a triangle at the front and a triangle at the back, and it would be the same shape, the same triangle would be the whole way through the middle of that shape. Even this one here, it's a bit funny shaped, but it is the same funny shape the whole way through to the back. So they are all prisms. Okay, so to find the volume of the prisms, we need to know the area of that cross-sectional shape, and we need to know the height that's going backwards from that area. In this first question, we've been given the area. A is equal to 24 meters squared. So I can go straight to my volume formula. V is equal to AH. The area, it already tells me, is 24. So all I have to do is multiply that by the height going away from that area, which is 3. We multiply those together and we get 72. The units are meters, so it'd be meters cubed. For this second question, it's a very similar shape. It's a rectangular prism again, but this time we're not given the area. We have to work that out ourselves. So we're going to take this front rectangle here, and I'm going to find the area of that shape, and we're going to do that first. Now, to be really good at your volume questions, you need to know all your area formulas. Now, these are the formulas that we've been learning about. So the rectangle formula is this one, A is equal to BH. Okay, so A equals BH is the formula that I need. So the base of this rectangle is 5.6, and the height, it's not this one, the height is actually that one, 6.4. If we times those together, we get 35.84, and that would be centimeters squared. Now that we have the area, we can find the volume using our volume formula. V is equal to AH. Now the area we just worked out was 35.84, and the height going back from there is this one that we skipped out before, the 3.8. Timesing those together, we get 136.192 centimeters cubed for volume. Right, let's look at our next shape. We have a triangle on the front and the back, so the triangle is the cross-sectional area that we need. So, looking at our formulas here, all our area formulas, the area of a triangle is this one. A is equal to half base times height. So A equals half BH is our formula. The triangle, the base is 4.8 and the height is 4.2. So half times 4.8 times 4.2. Half times 4.8 times 4.2 equals 10.08 centimeters squared. Okay, now to do the volume. Volume is equal to the area times by the height. The area we worked out was 10.08. So all I have to do is times that by the height going back from that area, which is 7.5. So timesing that by 7.5, I get 75.6 centimeters cubed. Alright, in question 4, making it a little bit more complicated because this is not just one shape, this area here. I will need to cut that into 2 shapes to find the area. So what I might do is I might cut it down here to get 2 rectangles. This rectangle here is 26 by 12, okay, so we've got those dimensions. But what about this one? 34 is the whole way across, so I would need to go 34, take away the 12 to find out that this part here is 22. And the height we know is 11. Okay, so now we've got the measurements that we need. Let's write down our expression for area. Area is going to be equal to, now they're both rectangles, so we're going to be using base times height. Base and the height of this one is going to be 12 times 26. Okay, that's my first rectangle. Then I need to add on this second rectangle, which is 22 times 11. Okay, so I'm just using the brackets to show you the 2 different rectangles, first rectangle and second rectangle. You don't actually need to type those in on your calculator when you're calculating. So I can just go 12 times 26 plus 22 times 11 equals 554. And that's centimeters squared. To find the volume, we just have to go V equals AH. The area was the hard part, we found that, 554. The height, going back, is 35. So times that by 35 equals, a bit off the screen there, sorry. So we have 19,390. Centimeters cubed. Okay, for question 5, we have a funny looking shape here at the front. We can cut it down here so that we have a rectangle and a triangle. Okay, so the rectangle is going to have a base of 7 and a height of 15. Okay, and the triangle, well, 18 is the whole way across, so we're going to have to subtract off the 7, which would mean that this is 11 across the bottom, and the height will be this 15 meters. Okay, so just always check to make sure you have the measurements you need before you start calculating. So the area, let's do the rectangle first. Base and height is 7 times 15. And then we want to add on to that the area of this triangle, which has a base of 11 and a height of 15. So we want half times 11 times by 15. Okay, calculating that. 7 times 15 plus half times 11 times 15 equals 187.5 meters squared. Now, alternatively, you could have also seen that this was a trapezium, okay, not your standard looking trapezium, and you can't actually see the parallel sides, but we could have used the trapezium formula to get that answer as well. Alright, let's continue with the volume. Volume is equal to AH, the area is 187.5, and the height going back is up here at 17 meters. So times that by 17, and the volume is 3,187.5 meters cubed. Okay, let's have a look at the next page. These are some questions here for you to try on your own, just like the ones that we've just been doing together. So pause the video, try these 4 questions, and then restart to see the answers. So, the first question, number 1, let's find the area of this front rectangle here. It's a rectangle, so it's just base times height. So 32 times 38. Okay, that equals 1,216 millimeters squared. To find the volume, we use our AH. So we take the 1,216 for the area and we times that by the 27. It's a very big number, 32,832 millimeters cubed. Hopefully you got that one. Question 2, it's a triangular prism, but it's up on its end. Here is the triangle that we need to find the area of first. So the area of a triangle is a half the base times the height. This right angle here, that length there is going to be my perpendicular height, and the base is the 11. So it's half times 11 times by 8, which is equal to 44 centimeters squared. And then we do our volume. V is equal to AH. Area is 44. The height, now the height going away from this triangle is the 7 coming down here. So times that by 7 and we get 308 centimeters cubed. Okay, question 3. We have a trapezium here on the front. So the trapezium formula is, I'll write the formula down instead of substituting straight in because it's a bit tricky to remember sometimes. That's the trapezium formula. So the A and the B are the 2 parallel sides, which will be 11.8 and 14.6, and the H is the height in between the two. So subbing that in, the height is 7.2 bracket, A is 11.8 and B is 14.6. It wouldn't have mattered if you had put A and B around the other way. Okay, so in the calculator, half times 7.2 times by 11.8 plus 14.6 in the brackets. Okay, 95.04. Our units are centimeters, so centimeters squared. Then to find the volume, V is equal to AH. So you'll find that finding the area is really the challenging part of the question, and the volume should just be a matter of timesing your area times by one more number, which in this case is 15.1. So times that by 15.1, 1435.104 centimeters cubed. Okay, question 4. It looks like we have 2 prisms on top of each other here, but I can take this one surface at the end here, which is a rectangle and a triangle together, to find my area. So area is equal to, let's do the rectangle first, the base and the height is 12 times 7, plus the triangle, which is half base times height, is the formula. The base is 12, because it's the same as this one here, so 12 and 9. So a triangle is half times 12 times 9. Okay, calculating that. 12 times 7 plus half times 12 times 9. 138 centimeters. No, oh dear. These ones I think were meant to be, sorry, I wasn't meant to have that tricky. They were meant to be all centimeters. Centimeters squared. And then to find the volume, volume is equal to AH, 138 times by the height going back, which is 15 centimeters cubed. Okay, so hopefully you got that there. Hopefully you didn't get confused with my two different units in here. Sorry about that. So keep practicing those and I will see you next time. Bye for now.